Okay. Hello, everybody. Happy Blessed Friday. It is January 23rd, 2026. So, I've been away for a little minute. Not that long, but it wasn't because I wanted to. Obviously, it's a new year, things that I had to, I would have had things that I need to tend to, um, a few weeks ago and moving forward. But, you know, things went totally left. So not last week, but 2 weeks ago, on January 7th, 2026, I went to this hospital because I recall on New Year's Day, um, a police had advised me of like where I could probably go to get resources for like housing. So before I had this encounter with these particular police, it was like two police officers. Um I was doing everything possible to try to find, get assistance. I was, like I said, managing. But as far as what I could do is like only so much. I was just, going in person to places that are supposed to be of assistance and calling places, and so I wasn't really getting the results as far as what I really need, especially because I have a 2 year old. Um, so from the time I arrived where I am now, which was on Christmas Day, to basically the 7th, I was trying, like I said, everything I could, and there was like no availability, the wait list, etc. But I was doing my best, like I said, to keep me and my little one off the street. So basically, this particular day on the 7th of January, um, I was really wanting to go back to one place that I had went before because I remember a pastor had told me like, if you need more assistance, just come back here. And so, um, I remember a friend actually dropped me off, um, at the hospital because, they were out of time, and then also I couldn't remember the address, for that other place. So, anyways, just going off of, like I said, when the police had recommended me going to the hospital to ask for housing resources. So basically, and then a week before that, I took my child to the children's hospital to get checked out because he had a cold, make sure there was nothing, strange going on. And I had even mentioned that to them, was going through, to see if they had resources, and everything was good. They knew they, was understanding, and then was able to be let go. So this particular day, y'all, like, and my little one had been up 5, 6 in the morning for like, I feel like a little over a week, and so that particular day I had like 2 or 3 hours of sleep, and so this has never occurred before. But I just feel like before I even mention what happened, like doctors see all kind of things on a daily basis, and they should be understand or like open to think, oh, this could have happened, that could have happened, instead of assuming or putting something on somebody because they see them in a certain predicament. So I don't know. I couldn't tell y'all like how this happened. I'm like, I know why I kind of, but I'm just saying like it's kind of wild. Like, but long story short is they found me on the floor because I went to the bathroom prior to like when you go to get checked in. Like you gotta be like you gotta walk through the thing to get scanned and all that. So I went to the bathroom, and then apparently somebody found me on the ground, and like I said, this never has happened, but I do know I was operating off a little sleep, like 2, 3 hours sleep. And so my little one was in the stroller. Um, and so I just remember my pants like was wet, and I'm thinking for me somehow I guess the floor got wet. And so I can see how that could be concerning. But besides that, as far as my child, they feel like concern. But it's like it was so much that happened after that, y'all, that it went totally left, and how it was done and things that was done was not okay. So like I said, because the thing is I came on my own, so whether they were able to help me or not with resources or whatever, I didn't need care. I can understand, like, but if, like, the whole thing is just like if somebody who is strung out, say, on drugs, and I'm not judging anybody who does that or whatever, people have their own journey and is to get through, etc. So, anyways, but people that are strung out can go to the hospital, and like if they change their mind and they don't want assistance for whatever they came there for, they can leave. So, I'm so sure. I remember I was on the phone, then I was on live, and then I remember seeing my child and I didn't. But they were saying I wasn't coherent, but I was because I was very. I remember telling them, like I said, I needed resources, help with resources for housing. And I remember a nurse, she had like some paper, like she was trying to like, give me the information. But then, I know I got a little emotional because I'm just thinking about everything that I was trying to do and that I was doing to make my situation better for my little one, and just being like all on me, and just don't want to lose my child, like have anything where like being in a situation I am in now where my child was taken. And like I said, I want the best for my child, and I was emotional. But long story short, I kept telling them I did not need assistance. I mean, I did not need care. So because I said I didn't need care, they gave me a shot, and I was telling them y'all shouldn't do that. I was like, y'all wrong. I was talking to my God. So they gave me a shot in my leg, and it was like the doctor and a group of like 8 nurses. And so I looked them right in the eye, and I guess the shot was supposed to knock me out or something, but it didn't. So when they put the shot in me, I like had to use the bathroom. So I got up and I used the bathroom, and like because I didn't know what was gonna happen, I should, like I said, whether they was able to help me or not. And I have the right to say I don't want to be treated. I don't need any care. Like I said, I didn't come there for that. I could understand them seeing me in the bathroom. I told them I was asleep. I was tired, but like I said, I was coherent. And so because like I said, I refused to carry out. They gave me a shot. Then after that, when I walked back to the bed, because technically I could have been able to leave, but I remember a police officer came to speak to me prior to that happening. And so I went to the bed, and then they strapped me down to the bed, y'all. It was no way in which I was acting for me to be strapped down to the bed. And just imagine, like, it was like if I was an animal, and I was like thinking I was gonna die because I could not move, I could not do anything. And then I think the medicine started to kick in, and then next thing I know, like when you're asleep, but you're awoke, like you're not totally conscious. But I remember somebody saying, my name is like you're getting a CAT scan. You're getting a CAT scan. They said you're gonna get checked for bleeding in your brain. And I'm thinking, when this was happening, like I said, I was not totally conscious. And then the whole thing is that's very serious because if I was to ask for a CAT scan myself, if people are ever experiences or need a CAT scan or whatever, you're going to be told by the doctors if it's not really serious. I would advise not. You don't not to get it because they're going to say like the radiation is a big thing. So when they took my necklace off, y'all, and then next thing I know, because due to the radiation, next thing I know, I was like I woke up and I was outside of the hospital room, like, and then I remember somebody talking to me, the nurse explaining things, and then they said that the doctor signed off for me to go to the psych ward. And I was just like, what the fuck? Because how did this happen from me going there to get housing resources? Like I said, besides them finding me, because the whole thing is when they found me on the ground, I was knocked down. Like I said, from a doctor's perspective, they should think it could be anything. What if I was in a diabetic coma, like, and out due to a low blood sugar? But like I told them, I was tired. And then, like I said, when I was coherent, I told them I went there for housing resources. Then they told me my child, because I seen my child, then I didn't see him. They told me that he was at this children's hospital that I went to a week before. And then, like I said, fast forward, and I woke up and I was outside of the hospital room. The information was the doctor signed off for me to go to the psych ward. And then prior to this, me going to the CAT scan, y'all, I remember my phone. Excuse me, sorry, I'm in a public space. I remember my phone was like working, and it went like it just was dead. And then I remember nurse plugged it in behind the bed. So when I got up from the bed, y'all, my phone, and then I told you in the beginning, they found me asleep in the bathroom with some of my pants was wet. And when I got up from the bed, my pants was still wet from something that was on the floor, but they had my phone and a battery underneath me. So that means they put it in the CAT scan with me, because when I was looking at my phone, like when you drop your phone in the water or something, or like when you like a TV is broken. It was like that. And I'm like, why in the hell? Because what was the point? First of all, they shouldn't have did none of that. They shouldn't have gave me a shot. They shouldn't have strapped me down. They shouldn't have put me in the CAT scan. But then to put my phone in the CAT scan with me, and then what was the point of taking my necklace off if you put the phone in there? So, yeah, it's been a struggle. Then they, like I said, they signed me up to go to a psych ward, and then I found out my son was not in the hospital. A day, not even a day later, they put him in foster care, and he's 2 years old, and I was in the freaking. I didn't even need to go to the freaking psych ward. I'm literally mentally saying I was the most sane person there, but they told me this is what they wanted to do. Then they diagnosed me, y'all, with freaking. They told me bipolar. Then they changed it after one interaction. You know, like when somebody is diagnosed, you have to see them over a course of time. Like then I was found out yesterday by DS people. They diagnosed me with schizophrenia. Like what the fuck? Like I have none of that. And then, like I said, I was in this psych ward. They know nothing about my son for 2 weeks. They took away my time, my freedom, my life. Literally, New Year, supposed to be doing things and messed up my phone. Like, it's like I don't have no sense of direction, y'all. Like, this. So I've been out of psych ward for 2 days, and this is crazy as heck. So that's why I have been online and then on top of that, being in the psych ward, they push medicine on you. Like obviously, there's people there that do need to be there, and I can understand, but the thing is, they lied so much to everybody because saving people need to be in there. There are certain period of times that they give you, they see the see if things work, but it's not even like people have been tended to in the way they should be. Like it's give you medicine, and then the thing is, the medicine is making people act more crazy. Like I'm in my right mind, and I feel I'm naturally a happy person, relaxed. But if this supposed to be to calm me down if I have an issue, if it's making me crazy, like what's the point of that? Like it was as if we were in a circus. And like me personally, I kept refusing the medicine because if I know I don't need it, why are you giving me medicine? And on top of that, you don't know what the medicine could do to you physically and mentally because if you didn't have issues before, it could alter you. And then you have issues, like so why I can see like that's just like when you're sick with a cold or you have a virus. Yeah, you take medicine, but if you don't, why are you gonna take the medicine for a virus or cold if you don't have it? So they were pushing it on me, y'all, and it was a thing like they were trying. I'm not no damn guinea pig. So I think they was trying to do an experiment because they had got a CAT scan of me, and I didn't need a CAT scan, and the like study my mind. I don't know, but then they study how we were at on this medicine because I'm telling y'all, like it was just like if it was a circus, like people would be wanting to fight and do all kind of stuff, and then the whole thing is even when stuff was going on, like the people that worked there would be laughing, they would hardly be trying to do anything about it, and then if you do something that is out of the norm. Even they were cussing the employees, but people would get shots. Like I saw people get held down, and it hurt me to my core to get shots. What they call IMs if they was doing something like even if this one nurse they try to abuse their power, like you're gonna get a shot if you don't go to your room. Like we have the time to go to bed to be up to like 10, to be on the phone is 10. So they abused their power, they did things that they shouldn't did, and then we couldn't eat if we didn't do vitals or if we didn't take our medicine or we couldn't go to cafeteria. It was worse than the prison. At prison and jails people get they get to work out. You know what I'm saying? They get daylight. They get to freaking be on their phones. First of all, even if I was able to be on my phone, I wouldn't have been able to because my phone was destroyed essentially at the hospital before I was sent to the psych ward. So it was a whole abomination. It was like it's some more to y'all, and I'm like now I got a court. I got a court for my child. I got to deal with court now. When my child was taken away from me with my child's father, who I left. It was a tough situation. I left. This man was a narc, manipulated the place, the environment was a hoarder's paradise. And then he told their family, he told the people that I was mentally whatever. I mean, like this is crazy, y'all, because the way I've been, how I was in that situation, and how I always been, how I'm talking now is how I am. And so it's freaked up because at the end of the day, obviously I know maybe other people didn't deserve it, but they had like people, everybody besides me, um, had like I don't want to say a valid reason to be there, but long story short, I literally got sent to the psych ward because I was going off of what the police told me to go to the hospital to get assistance with resources for housing, and it turned into this. And yeah, like I gotta like this semester, I got a whole diagnosis. Then I gotta try to deal with going to outpatient, and then like court coming up, and then they kept keeping me, and I'm like not knowing anything with my child. And now, like I said, it's messed up more because I don't have access to a phone, you know. So yeah, guys, I may make a part two. It's maybe not so much. I'm telling y'all exactly what's happening, but like it's more to it. So I'm like because this is a big ordeal. About what happened, I might not be able to speak about more than this, but I'm know like and then before the day I left, so I was able to leave Wednesday. They was doing this thing. They were switching people up in the units. They call them units, and so we went to when they said we in a unit called programming, and I was like, what the fuck? So y'all, I'm telling y'all, cause I technically I'm not even gonna hold you like. I'm not even gonna say that. But long story short is I wasn't taking the meds because I don't like I said, I shouldn't have been there. And if I didn't need it, why would I put medicine in me? And the thing is, we're not really supposed to take meds. I can understand like it's certain things that we do need meds for, and like young kids like myself, my little one, it's certain things because there are things naturally that we supposed to God wants to use. I know everybody don't believe in God, and I'm not judging. And I believe a lot of people there didn't believe in God because that's what they did, and they was trying to like. I don't know. I just remember they kept playing like superhero movies and stuff where they trying to like have humans see like a I don't know. They were trying to do some weird stuff, but like the day before the actual day I left, so I was trying to not take the medicine, but the woman came and gave me the medicine. And so I felt the most freaked up, and I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. I don't know what they put in it, but okay. Before I was about to leave, it was a social worker that was talking to me. She was telling me everything, and it's like like when you're a person saying cut when they're making a movie, and like the screen get like or music video, and the screen get like it's all these blocks of like colors like yellow, white, green, whatever. I seen that in front of my face, and it was like I couldn't see through it. It was like I was feeling discombobulated or something weird. I don't know how that's really weird how I was seeing it. Or like when your TV you smash the TV and you see all these blocks. I killed you not. I was seeing that, and it was I was trying to walk, and I couldn't see the freaking. I was like, I need to use the bathroom. Then I had to use the bathroom 4 times after that. I couldn't. I was like, let me just get to sit down because I need to be able to get out of here because that was my discharge date. And matter of fact, I had a discharge date a week before, but they canceled it. So that was crazy that I experienced it. I don't know what the freak was going on, but I just go back when they said this is called programming. So yeah, I couldn't. I had to get to a seat, and then I became really tired. So yeah, I don't know. It's messed up, but yeah, like it's not okay what they were doing. Like I said, I was not the one for them to do this to because I didn't need to be in no psych ward. Like for real. Like I said, and the thing about this, the only reason why I took the medicine is because and I could have, because they have, if you don't take the medicine, they're going to send you to court. And I thought it was supposed to be in person, but it was on Zoom. And my argument was very valid. So they kept trying to, it's like another woman had court saying as me, but they probably thought, damn, well, we did some fucked up shit. They probably know they did some fucked up shit towards me, and they had the wrong person when it came to what they did to me. So they had the doctor, a different doctor, the social worker, the nurse, and some other guy that was responsible of me being able to talk to the lawyer that they had for me, try to convince me to not speak for myself in court because see the judge would either has heard me out or heard the doctor and regardless of whatever, they had to be fair and they would have let me go, but it was basically about to determine whether they should let. So if I was refusing the medicine, the court thing they was for a hearing was for me. If the judge didn't agree with what I said, and they would have went with the doctor's statement, and then I would have to been forced to take medicine, which is illegal as fuck because what the hell. But they would have injected me or gave me pills regardless if I felt that I needed or not. So they was telling me if I didn't do that, then this is a one-time thing, and this was on the 14th of January that I would have been able to take medicine that night and then leave the next day, just for me to do that, y'all. And it went against what I believed in, just for me to do that. And then they canceled my freaking discharge date, and then I didn't get to leave till a whole week later. And so like I had to cooperate and leave and take medicine because they needed more time to see how the medicine was gonna work, like how I would react, which is sick and crazy, because it's not about taking the medicine to see if it's gonna help me and better me. It's a fucking experiment. And then, like I said, the medicine make you act crazy. Now I was afraid to, like, I don't want to. I'm in my right mind. I don't want to be acting, But the only time I could say what it did for me, how it made me act, I don't like that day before. Like I said, I left 2 days ago. I was feeling tired. I seen blogs. I was feeling like messed up, and I was just thinking, please God, let me just get out of here. Because if I say this medicine making me da da da, then I would have been held back probably, and I need to get out. So yeah, y'all, that's why I've been going so long, because they sent me to a psych ward. Like I said prior, when I didn't need care, they gave me a shot, strapped me down, and then they gave me a CAT scan with my phone, put it in there with me. Like I said, my child was taken, and that's where I was at. So yeah, I may make a part two, and I'm doing this now because I've been having to use my tablet when every time I have Wi-Fi to try to see where I can go, because I don't have, like I said, a good sense. I don't have you know a phone right now. So anyways, y'all, bye for now. Like, comment, and share. Follow me if you have been. Okay, bye.